The first time I was asked if I was a terrorist was when I was 9 years old. I had just moved to Northern Virginia from Atlanta, Georgia. The school I enrolled in had quite a different environment compared to the one I had just come from. In Virginia, I was surrounded by mostly only white kids. In Atlanta, my classroom was filled with children of color. My first class of 5th grade was language arts in Mrs. Hines' class. To begin the year, Mrs. Hines started off with the roll call. My last name begins with a C, so I'm near the beginning of the attendance list. She gets through the A's and the B's, and then we're here. Sofía Colombo-Abdullah. Her pronunciation is miles off, but that's expected. What I didn't expect was the kid next to me, a blonde-haired boy with blue eyes, taking a long lean towards me, looking me straight in the eyes, and then saying, "Are you a terrorist? Your name sounds like a terrorist name." I was 9. I had no idea what terrorist even meant. I hadn't grown up in Northern Virginia, which, with its proximity to DC, was still reeling from the effects and the persistent presence of the 9/11 attacks. And it had just never come up. I was too young for my parents to ever discuss it with me. But from his question, I knew that it wasn't good, that I wasn't seen as good. For years, I hated my name. It grated on me, a lot. In its entirety, it is a whopping 26 letters long. It's othering, very othering. People react very strangely to it. And it wasn't just my last name that made me feel that way. My first name is Sofía, and it has just enough foreignness to draw a little attention to it with its spelling. Eventually, though, I did get some confidence. The internet told me that Sofía was Greek for wisdom, Greek like Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Urban Dictionary told me that Sofía was a name that was vivacious and full of life. Well, the meaning that I really delighted in was the one that my mother told me. She told me that she named me for a queen, the Queen of Spain to be exact. Me, queenly. How many other people could say that? And for the first time, I really took pride in being Sofía. When I was 16, I took a trip with my father. We were on our way to Atlanta to go visit my grandmother. We were in the Ronald Reagan National Airport in downtown DC. We get to airport security, and the line is a breeze. Dad and I have TSA pre-check, so no shoes off and all of that. Pre-check makes you feel kind of human compared to the regular line stripping down process. And we get through TSA, and it's also really helpful just because Dad and I have that questionable last name, and we look pretty ambiguous. My dad is a black man with a sort of bronze skin tone, and I'm more like café con crema. My mother is Italian-Argentinian. And we have a Muslim last name, but neither of us dresses in traditional Muslim wear. We make it through TSA, and we head to our gate to wait. We sit for about 20 minutes in those rigid, leathery, uncomfortable chairs before boarding begins. There's a million kinds of people in the airport and a million kinds of chaos. There's mothers frantically searching for all their children. There's passengers being called over the intercom. There's businessmen running with their briefcases. There's a whole lot of things that are going on. And the whole thing is complemented by the lovely aroma of overpriced airport food. And so we wait, and then the boarding process begins. But Dad and I are also the type to wait out the line because everybody's just trying to jostle each other and go nowhere fast. It's like you can't speed up an airport line. But we wait, and the line diminishes, and we go and hop in the line. And the flight attendant conducting the boarding process is a short white lady with her hair cut in like a bob. We reach her, and my dad pulls out his phone. He has his ticket on his Apple Wallet because he thinks he's very tech savvy, so he scans it, and as he's scanning the ticket, the flight attendant asks him a question. "Are you sure you're on this flight?" My dad, who has just scanned his ticket, says yes with confusion. "Is there a problem?" The flight attendant asks him another question. "Are you sure you're cleared to be on this flight, Mr. Abdullah?" My dad just says yes, calmly. I'm internally boiling. The question that she is asking is the same question that is hinted at towards thousands of Muslim people. It's the same question that construes this prejudiced view that so many people have towards Muslim and Muslim-presenting people. It's the, "Are you a terrorist?" question. I will never forget what she said and how she said it. It was just like that boy when I was 9. But all I do is I scan my ticket and I hold my tongue, but I glare at her. My dad is just the type he doesn't make a big deal out of things that he doesn't consider worth his time, and he's dealt with a whole lot worse in his life. So we continue on and we board the flight. But that was my name, that was my father, and this is who we are. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. The flight is bumpy. We sit across from the aisle from each other and we continue through it in silence. I knew my dad wasn't gonna say anything, so he didn't, nothing. But the entire time, I'm just wondering to myself, why does a name matter so much? It's just a name. After we land in Atlanta, we head to the SkyTrain to go through the terminals, and we get off at our designated stop. And we head towards the escalators, and my dad turns to me as we get on the escalators. And he doesn't express the frustration that I was most definitely feeling at that moment in time. He says to me that there's no shame in a name because a name is who you are, and there is never any shame in that. My name is Sofía Colombo-Abdullah. It's Sofia con una with an A. There's an accent over the I, but I go by Sophie because people never say it right. Sofia means wisdom. Jasmine means courage. Colombo means dove, a name given to Italian orphans. And Abdullah simply means servant of Allah, which is Arabic for God. Thank you.